One of my best friends is an atheist, and he doesn't understand how I can believe in God. He recognizes that I'm an intelligent person, and he thinks my intelligence should lead me to the conclusion that there is no God. According to him, religion is just for people who don't think, people who just accept whatever they're told, people who buy into this myth with a sort of blind faith. That is to say, he thinks religious people are foolish, and if they just examine the evidence, they'll give up religion altogether. But is he right? Is believing in God inherently anti-intellectual? After all, aren't the smartest people in the world atheists like Stephen Hawking or Neil deGrasse Tyson? Well, there are a lot of smart people who are atheists. But there have also been a lot of incredibly intelligent people who are Christians as well. In the 13th century, there was a man known as Thomas Aquinas, and today we honor him as a saint. When he was in school, some people called him the dumb ox because he was overweight and he was quiet. Little did they know, he had one of the greatest minds our world has ever seen. St. Thomas Aquinas wrote thousands of pages about theology. He learned from every source he could find, including Greek philosophy. What makes Aquinas so great is that he always took the opposing argument seriously. When we see debates today, usually the people participating try to make the other person's position seem foolish or just idiotic. Aquinas never did that. He tried to present his opponent's argument in its best possible form, sometimes even making his opponent's argument better than his opponent actually did. Only then would Aquinas give his reasons for disagreeing with his opponent. So not only was St. Thomas Aquinas one of the most brilliant people who has ever lived, but he also models for us what it means to disagree well with somebody, to disagree in a way that still honors the other person's integrity as a human being created in the image of God, and not trying to just belittle the person we disagree with. For a more recent example, let's look at Father George Lemaitre. Father George was a bivocational priest, which means he had two jobs. He was a priest, but he was also a scientist. He was the first to discover evidence for what we now know as the Big Bang Theory. He didn't think the Big Bang Theory conflicted with religion at all. He thought this theory showed us a glimpse into how God created. And today, there are Catholics in every discipline: scientists, doctors, politicians, lawyers, architects, and many of them being the leading people in their field. Believing in God has nothing to do with how smart you are. This is because believing in the God of Christianity isn't about having all the answers. It's about an encounter with the person of Jesus Christ. It's about his transforming power in our lives. C.S. Lewis, one of my favorite authors, said, "I believe in God the same way I believe in the sun, not because I can see it, but because by it I can see everything else." So now it's time to read the material below and answer the reflection questions. Have a great week.